Next up, we have Johannes joining us from Austria.
Guten Tag, Johannes.
Servus, Johannes. Wie
Guten
geht's dir?
Tag.
Alles gut?
Yeah, speaking German, I should not be surprised. So,
Do you know how to speak German?
well, I only speak Austrian. So,
I tried my best to speak Austrian. Thank you so much, Johannes, for joining us today. You are making WCAG more accessible with your WCAG card, but also I know that you have a dog, and the
yeah,
design system in your company is called Zeus, just like your
Zeus.
dog.
Yeah,
Or is it
like the Greek
Zeus?
god.
How is your dog and the design system called?
Well, it kind of was an idea to make it also more accessible, more approachable for the whole company to find the information. Because if you look up like all those conference pages and if you search for design, for system, for something, you just don't find anything. So naming can also be something that can be used for really make things easier to find. And that's how I ended up to name the design system after my dog. So you will find a few pictures of my dog and everything about the design system if you look it up.
Yes, and you also told me that the design system is based on the DAISY principles. What's about that, DAISY?
Well, because my teammate Anna has a cat, Daisy, and I didn't want to just have something from myself in there. So we had to make something from everyone on the team who does something. And the new cover sheets that we have are created by an intern who also worked on the design system. So we try to always include everyone who's working on that thing so hard. And everything has a meaning. It just happens to be the same names. It's not something that we come up with.
Love that. So cool. Johannes, thank you so much for creating this accessibility WCAG resource for everyone. Let's have a look at it. Let's go.
Okay, so I have to be quick as the once before. But before I start, if I look a little bit tired, that's because I am. I was attending two conferences in parallel over the past 2 days. I was at Web Expo in Prague at day and tuned in for Internet Design Systems at night. And I didn't manage to get all the wonderful talks, so I have to rewatch some of them. And I know, Sil, you told me not to prepare slides, just talk to everyone here like I would do, talk to a friend. I only have a few prepared, promise. And then I jump to VS Code, Figma, browser tabs.
It's
And
fine.
by the way,
And
it's really weird for me
you
to
also
speak
have
design systems.
sorry, you also have 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush. It's all good.
I still need to rush because there's so much to share. So, and it's weird to talk about something that is not directly related to design systems at a design systems conference, which happens to be one of the topics that I'm really passionate about. And before I start, a few things about myself, because you mentioned to not want to introduce me too much. So I'm Johannes. My pronouns are he, him. I'm UX engineer, accessibility advocate, and mildly obsessed with making things more usable for everyone. And for anyone who wants to know more about me, I'm really active on LinkedIn. And I also put a slide for you in the end of the talk, so you can just scan the QR code and find me there. And yeah, you also mentioned the dog. Besides that, I also happen to have an invisible disability, which is epilepsy. I have 3 different forms of it. So really got the jackpot. One of the 3 types I have to live with is called absence seizures, a form of epilepsy that is often mistaken for daydreaming. So it's really hard if you have to conduct user interviews and attend a lot of meetings. And if you're talking to me and I'm not answering all of your questions or only parts of it, just repeat. And no worries for online meetings. I usually have captions on to reread things that I did not get while people were talking. And one last thing before I come to the card decks, I prepared a short game for everyone in here, especially for the people who think accessibility is only for disabled people. I will show you a short text and you have to guess what you read there. The contrast should be high enough. The font size is also really big. And I ask you to write your guesses on the chat and hope you have the fingers on the keyboard ready. There you go. So I'm looking forward to see what you read. And you might see, well, that's not a thing, right? This is just not a word, right? But what if this would be part of a password or a voucher code? So now you know why caring about accessibility
Sorry, Maxim.
is.
No, Johannes, sorry.
Oh, I'm
No,
not
you're not
sharing.
sharing anything. Yeah.
Oh, was too fast. So now let me share screen. Thank you. There it is. So now you should see it. And now the guesses should come. Thank you. Didn't start to sharing.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Thank you.
You can see the screen now. Okay, a lot of it. But now you know why accessibility is really that important for not just, and I know everyone types just I. No, it's not the song. But this is how you combine the different resources and make things approachable, accessible for everyone, and not just for people who are disabled. Because if you put that on a voucher code, by the way, it's a large letter I followed by the number 0, a small letter L, a large letter O, and again a small letter L. So, and that's the reason why I came up with the card deck, kind of an approachable way to really deep dive into design systems. So really, seriously, a deck of cards. Well, it started as a Sunday afternoon project, and I tried to combine a lot of different resources that I had open in my browser tab, like 20 up to 100 different resources, tools, different color checkers, other things. And I only used parts of all of those tools and resources that I had there, and I tried to combine all of the things that I used for practice to really put up something like that. And yes, it's Braille on the cards that you see here, and they're printed. Yeah, that was the start. So now, what's on the cards? If you haven't seen them yet, the previous card deck, by the way, was from someone at the community, Kimberly, who happens to be blind, and created something really amazing for the project. On the cards, you have different sections, different areas, different parts where you can see like the principles. Obviously, you have to connect it somehow to the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. You also have the number connected. You have the title there. You have the level to really use it. I will dive into methods that I am currently working on to make it more usable for you and easier to understand if you can't create your own or don't want to create your own method. And in addition to that, I also connected it to the actual Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. In the first version, or like 0.1 version, there was the full understanding link there, which is not really accessible. If you have a printed version, you have to read everything out there. So I created this short links. You can also change the translation in the background without needing to like reprint the cards. And also added an QR code, but if you don't want to scan a QR code, you can still like read the short link there. And I also wanted to connect different themes that, or different parts of the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines that don't look too obvious connected to each other. So I put up this See Together With, where you really find everything that is related to one or the other guideline. And in addition to that, parts are also based on some other projects, like the themes at the bottom are based on Andrew Hicks' map by theme. So he connected different WCAG criteria together in a kind of a subway underground map. And I used them to also visualize this connection between all of those. And what you see in the middle is kind of this core information, the short version of what should be in there. It's an oversimplified version from Martin Underhill based on the WCAG, but in language I can understand. And I'm currently revising this together. I hoped to have the final version already ready for you today, but if you want to download it, maybe wait 1 or 2 weeks. I will put it up on LinkedIn and inform you as soon as it's out. But it's not ready yet. It's in a finalizing process and it will soon be out there. Together with that, I also came up with kind of indications to show something to know who is this one criterion for. And I don't want to focus on where it comes from, because if you think about visual impairments like blurred vision, it could come from like too low blood sugar. It could come from, I don't know, you're drunk. It could come from something completely different, migraine. So things that are not really things that you should care about. but what they all have in common, you have blurred vision. So I wanted to focus on the disability and not about the cause of the disability. So that's why I put up these different disability indicators. And again, you have someone to be responsible for really bringing this into the team and really putting it up somehow in your project, in your products. And that's where I came up with the responsibility indicators. I try to reduce it again to a minimum. The code, content, and design. Reason why content and not writing, because if you have a video content, it's still content, but it's not writing. So again, you have to kind of still read and dive a bit deeper into all of this. So this is kind of what you see on the cards. And yeah, real use case, not just theory. In the background, you see a really fun version that I love, created by John Halls, based on my thing. And I'm also working on a really playful version. I don't know if there are any Magic the Gathering fans out there, but there will be a training version there. And it will be called WCAG the Gathering. How it's used in practice. Currently, I know of teams who integrate it in the workflow because they reach out to me. They send me pictures. They send me like teamworks they run. So they're using it for methods to train, methods to really run accessibility audits, WCAG audits. And because I created those cards and also came up with this I can go back to responsibility indicators. Someone from the working group for the ARRM from WCAG directly reached out to me because they created something to make use of, to connect or have a kind of a decision tree, something to put it up for one or the other role or responsibility. And we are in contact about that as well. So I always try to stay as close to the original version as possible. And yeah, that's how it's going to be used. So now, what is it used for? It can be used for anything. You can have kind of an accessibility audit, as mentioned, and that's the first thing that I created. And Sil, I promised to kind of tease it. The first version will be put in the Figma deck as well by the end of the summer, and it will be followed by also a Miro template that you can also then make use of. Again, Creative Commons license, so you can use it for commercial use as well. Just put the name on it. And I will also put it on GitHub. So for anyone who's more in the development area, you can also kind of do something. And there will be a web version someday. Still Sunday afternoon, you know, not much time. The basic idea of the first method that I'm currently working on and describing is filter out what's not needed. Only test, for example, one level that you need, or if you really want to dive into the law thing. So you only have like AA and below. The next thing, then you only have like parts of the card still left. Then you identify what criteria are relevant. So you have decision trees like the ones, and those are based on something, an article from IBM where they came up with how to decide which criteria is really something that you need. So it is change. To just ask a simple short question, and then you say, well, it's an issue, or it's something that I have to look at more deeply. So this would be the next step in this identification on what you need here. Then the third step, you're sorting them by theme. So you group them together for keyboard, sensory, forms, for smarter testing, and really figure out, does it work, does it not work? And again, there's something that I'm currently working on, and it's already not here. It's here. There will be a simplified version of the map that I already teased from Andrew Hick, where you can put the cards on it. So you see, like, you have a round trip and also connections to some other themes that should be relevant. And the first step then, as soon as you are ready with figuring out what you need and how to test, you only have the cards kept where you have issues. So you again come up with a short test. You do the manual test then, and then going back to what I showed here earlier, you prioritize it. this next step. You have a severity matrix on is it relevant, and is it something that really is an issue for perceivability. Then you have blocking issues, you have high, medium, low issues, so metrics that helps you. And then after you have done all the work, you look at the blocking issues, and based on the card that you already have seen somewhere, I can jump directly into the card here as well. You just figure out, okay, who is responsible? In this case, it should be someone in the content center. And that's it. So it kind of speeds up to really connect. And if you're using the Braille version, then you can also work together with blind people who are doing the test and then handing over the card. And you can't probably read Braille, but you still can read what's printed on it. So you can really collaborate together with all of them. And that was also the last slide, and I was also jumping into it. And for anyone who's interested, I already put it on a Miro board. There is something also for developers. I have the GitHub repository that will be updated soon. There will be also something that is not in Figma because Braille doesn't make sense in the visual part. But if you want to print it, then you might want to have this printable text thing for the Braille printer. So this will be put on GitHub to find it if you want to print it out. And also for the translation, I have a lot of people supporting me. As you can see here, it's kind of community-based, and there are, I don't know how many languages. It started with English, German, then Spanish, French, Dutch, Japanese, and Japanese is really cool. Italian, Arabian. I also have people supporting with changing the design for Arabian and Persian language, which is also amazing. Ukrainian and some others. So the reason I put it on an Excel file and not put it on GitHub for today's or something else, because I wanted to keep it really basic so everyone can contribute and not just people who are used to work with GitHub or another tool. And most people know how to work with spreadsheets. So that's why I introduced the translation file here. But it exports to JSON, and that's what I was showing here. So if you want to create something on your own based on the translation, want to make use of them, then GitHub is the place to go. You can also import it. Also the relations that I put up here with what themes are there, what developments are there. And this is something I want to highlight because there is already one project. They are making use of this connections. It's this WCAG in plain English. They are making use of what effort we put in there. And I think I'm about at the end of time, and I promised to show you a last slide so you can connect with me if you want to. And Sus.
Wow, thank you
Did I say
so
time?
much. Yes, amazing. Thank you so much, Johannes. Really love that. Thank you so much for
Thank
making
you.
accessibility more fun and more approachable. Really love that. Somebody asked if it's possible to buy a physical copy of the card deck with Braille included. Do you have a,
Well,
can you mass print with your printer at home?
well, I don't want to make money out of this, and I don't have any. I always ask that often, and at one point, I will create physical copies and sell them at cost, not making money of it because it should be for the community. For now, I don't even have a printed version on my own, but some of the people who are contributing and are really fans, like Kimberly, sends me over a Braille version for me, so I can make use of that in workshops. I do one in October in Vienna, and I also have then a printed version of the WCAG The Gathering version and one of the official versions because I already got like 4 sent over now. They should arrive next week, and yeah, but nothing to buy yet. But I'm working on that. I'm also connected to some
We
people
would
who
love to
have
support you. So
publishers.
once you do it, we will
So if you know
definitely buy.
someone who would publish it, reach out to me. Open to the community here.
Nice. That's so cool. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Johannes. Vielen
Thank you
Dank.
for inviting me.
Have a nice
Guten
evening
Abend.
and guten Abend. Wiedersehen.